The saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, this remarkable woman took that literally and started a nonprofit organization with it. Joining me now is Candace Printz. Candace, nice to see you. You are a remarkable woman.
Thank you.
That piece of art that I just saw is 100% made of trash?
Correct. Yes.
Of trash?
Yes, sir.
Okay, before we get to your nonprofit organization, let's talk about your past. You're a teacher, or you were a teacher.
Yes, so I taught high school art at El Dorado High School and Socorro ISD for 15 years before I landed in this position as assistant director of fine arts.
Wonderful. Okay, so now you're assistant director of the entire Socorro district in fine arts.
Correct.
Well, how do you get young kids on their phones to put down the phone and realize art is wonderful and it's also a lot of work?
So when I first started off, it really kind of backtracked to where I began with my education. And so I had dropped out of school in middle school. And so I had a lot of issues with the family, but I had an aunt who took me in that really believed in education. She was an educator herself, Janet Graham. She taught math here. And so she took me in, I got my GED. I came from Corpus to El Paso, and really education changed my life. Yeah. And so not having it made me realize the value of it and what you can do when you do have it. And that support system and that educator just upended my world. And so I'm not a math person, so I thought, why don't I teach art? And so then my journey began to get my associates at EPCC. And then I got my bachelor's at UTEP, and then I got my master's at Texas Tech Lubbock. And so, so those kids that I did have later in the classroom that just felt like they were good at nothing, or they didn't have a purpose, or they had home problems, I felt like I could connect with those kids. Those were my kids. I loved them all. Some of them were already set for success, but those other ones were the ones that I was like, I get you. And because I shared my story with them, they were like, you do. And so some of those kids, I think, you know, they excelled because of that bond. And also I think that, you know, sometimes people maybe aren't good at math, science, English, but they're good in the arts, and there's value in that. And so we want to make sure that the kids know there's careers in that.
Let's talk about your Green Hope organization. You adopt a highway. You pick up trash.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of trash on the highway.
Yeah.
And then you turn it into art? Explain that. Where did you get that idea? That's brilliant.
Yeah, so what ended up happening is after I kind of got established as an art teacher at the high school, we thought about how can the arts change the world? How can you use that toolbox to address environmental concerns? And so the art students came up with the idea of picking up the trash in the highway and doing sculptures with them. So we took it a step further, and we submitted a proposal to a national contest through Barnes & Noble. We'll adopt a highway, stage 1, collect the trash. Stage 2, we'll do workshops throughout the community at the museum and teach people how to recycle those into artworks. And stage 3, we'll exhibit those. Hence, Trash to Treasure. And so that began that journey with the exhibition, and 9 months later we got an email saying, congratulations, you're the sole winner in the nation. Chelsea Clinton's coming to your school in 2 weeks to do a kickoff event. And then that, you know, that steamrolled into over 600 entries from El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. We had the showcase, 1,000 people came to the reception, including Clinton. And then from that, everybody was like, we want more. And then the nonprofit began. So as the kids graduated from high school, they became board members to our nonprofit to continue these initiatives.
Candace, truly from trash to treasure, and you are a treasure.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing. KTSM and Studio 9 salute all the remarkable women in our community, and we were honored to spotlight 4 of those special ladies today. Won't you follow us on our social media? And until we meet again, keep smiling, keep shining El Paso.